Welcome back to another episode of Speedway Preposterousness, here with the team at Dishing the Dirt. I'm Vince.
And I'm Aaron, and we've got an incredible show lined up for you. We check out the highlights from the Coke and South Island Superstock Champs, and we hear from our good friend Billy Hickey.
We've got some more news from around New Zealand and from around the world. Then we dive into the private lives of motorsport super couple Steve and Bonnie Sinclair.
Then we bring you highlights of the heats from the Garage 16 Canterbury Modified Champs.
We have a full rundown of one of the most incredible events on the calendar for the Superstocks this year, the $10,000 Shootout, where the winner takes home a cool $10,000.
Following that are some highlights from the support classes at the Canterbury Modified Champs, including the Fierce Super Saloons, and we get to witness the current 1NZ Brad Lane tuning up his modified on a dyno at a fellow competitor's workshop.
And if that wasn't enough, we watch on as the current modified 3NZ, Luke Brown, walks us through the feature final of the Canterbury Champs.
All right, Vince, we better get into it, mate.
Let's shoot on over to Coke and Woodford Glen for the South Island Superstock Championships.
Okay, so just before we get on with this segment, just wanted to send a big shout out to RJP TV. They're helping us capture some of the action at the track this year where we're down at Woodford Glen. So to all the team down there, Rob, Mark and Michael that gave us a hand, thank you very much. And for you Speedway viewers, these guys put out some great Speedway content, so make sure you get along to RJP TV, check out their Facebook page and YouTube, they've got lots to offer.
Jeannie Adrienne, and I'm bringing you this edition of the Dishing the Dirt news. Huntley International Speedway had a cracker of a night with the Raceworks Modified 30-lapper and Pollock Crane's Superstock Team Invitation. The Raceworks Modified event kicked off with a quick 12-lapper, with the 3NZ Luke Brown taking the first place spot, followed by 11A Jamie Fox and 26S Blair Luscombe. The tables turned in the second heat, with 11A Jamie Fox taking the first place spot, followed by 3NZ Luke Brown and 17W Jonas England. Heat 3 was an even shorter 11 laps, with the first place being snatched up by 21S Newton Gorge, followed by 78H Mike Harrison, and again 26S Blair Luscombe. Finally came the 21st race of the night, the Raceworks Modified 30-lapper. Although it was an epic battle, the first place was taken by 3NZ Luke Brown, who led flag to flag, followed by 11A Jamie Fox and 78H Mike Harrison. The first Superstock teams to face off for their place in the semis were the Bay Park Busters versus the Auckland All-Stars. The Auckland All-Stars took first place, gaining a spot in the semis up against the Kihi Kings, who also won their first round against the Palmerston North Panthers. After an epic battle to the finals, the Kihi Kings took the first place spot, placing them in the finals up against the Gisborne Giants, after having defeated the Waikato Wanderers in the first round, followed by the Rotorua Rebels in the semis. The grand final was an epic one, with Ethan Rees and Peter Rees in the first and second spot, gaining the Gisborne Giants the win. Gisborne recently had a successful night with the Novus Glass New Zealand Stock Car Grand Prix. The final race kicked off with an exciting start in the first lap as 8B Thomas Rumble Farram drove straight over the top of 91B Zane Pullen before getting smashed into, causing a cluster of 7 cars getting caught up in the mess. Thank you to Blake Speedway for the footage. This rough start led to Pullen finishing 21st and Farram placing 28th. 30 cars competed for the win, but in the end the final was won by 9S Sheldon Arapeti. Now to the weather. Robertson Holden International Speedway had to postpone their Superstock team's race meeting on the 5th of December due to yet another rainout. Coconwood for Glen also had a meeting on the 5th of December. The South Island Superstock Champs, Garage 16 Canterbury Modified Champs and the Demolition Derby teams qualifiers. Although the event went forward, there was an odd drizzle of rain that put a damper on the night. Fingers crossed the rest of the summer is a hot one, and we have seen the last of the rainouts for this season. Speedway New Zealand has turned digital by recently releasing a new licensing system app for drivers. You can find information about this app on the Speedway New Zealand website, including a video debunking the myths about the app and frequently asked questions. Head to their website and check it out. Now to the news from America. Brenham Crouch has spent his 2020 season a bit differently, expanding his skills by driving 4 different race cars. The bulk of his season was spent racing midgets, as well as a Toyota Racing sponsored car for Keith Kahn's Motorsport. He piloted a family-owned sprint car, as well as a micro sprint. At this stage, he is enjoying the midgets more than any other class, and he has committed himself to the 2021 Uzak Nos Energy Drink National Midget Series and the Power-E Lucas Oil National Midget League. Crouch says it's been a huge learning curve and that he feels he has got himself in a good spot for 2021. To end off November, America had the ASCS Southwest Copper Classic at Arizona Speedway. This was the 5th annual Copper Classic, as well as Kyle Larson's 45th win for the 2020 season. This race was a tight one, starting with Rico Abreu in the lead for the first 2 turns, followed closely by Kyle Larson and JJ Hickle. That didn't last long though, as Abreu and Hickle fought for 7 laps to hold the first place spot. Larson made his way back by lap 18, side by side with Abreu. For a while it looked like Abreu might take first, but a fateful mistake with only 8 laps to go sent Abreu back and gave Larson the chance to jump into first and win the race. He was closely followed in second by Carson Macedo, pushing Rico Abreu back to third and JJ Hickle into 4th place. California racer Jonathan Allard has spent this year in New Zealand with his Kiwi wife. Allard has spent the last 15 years travelling to New Zealand in the summer to compete in his sprint car. Not knowing if they would be able to return to New Zealand this year due to the pandemic, Allard and his wife decided to stay and not go back to the US. Allard states that races were being cancelled in the US, making it hard to put together a deal, which ultimately contributed to their decision to stay in New Zealand until further notice. This decision has led to Allard being given the opportunity to drive with one of New Zealand's leading sprint car operations, Matamata-based Dalton's Racing, making him the 4th US racer to drive for the team. Allard has already made 2 appearances, as well as placing 2nd in the New Zealand Grand Prix at Western Springs Speedway. We can expect to see Allard racing on the 8th and 9th of January at Bay Park for the New Zealand Sprint Car Championship. Come Boxing Day, you are spoilt for choice, as Coke and Woodford Glen Speedway has their Print Wise, Ramp Race, Demolition Derby and Remembrance Championship, as well as Bay Park holding their Super Saloon Series final. This will be followed by their Super Saloon Gold Cup on the 29th. Starting the new year, Rotorua has a real treat in store with their TWS NZ Superstock Shakedown being held on the 1st of January, TWS NZ Superstocks qualifiers on the 2nd, and the TWS Superstock Champs final on the 3rd. Back to Bay Park on the 8th and 9th of January, you can check out their Sprint Car Championship held over 2 nights. Also on the 9th, Huntly is holding the NZ Superstock Grand Prix and Woodford Glen is holding the Garage 16 South Island Modified Champs. And that concludes our news. I'm Jeannie Adrienne and the dirt has been dished.
One thing we love most about doing this show is getting around and finding out who the Speedway drivers are on and off the track. We were privileged to be invited into the lives of a motorsports couple who have an incredibly interesting story to tell.
Steve Sinclair and his wife Bonnie are the couple behind SRT Motorsports 82C Modified, but there's so much more to them than just that. Let's take a look.
Hi, I'm Steve Sinclair.
And I'm Bonnie Sinclair.
And we're from SRT Motorsport. I'm 82C. My home track is Woodford Glen.
So I race go-karts at Kartsport Canterbury.
I got into modifieds 3 years ago now. On a race night, we start probably before the race night. My wife Bonnie, she helps me so much, setting the car up, just checking everything out, doing the tyres. She's very methodical in writing stuff down and lists and stuff like that, which I'm not. Yeah, can't thank her enough. My father-in-law Chris, he helps set up the car as well at the track. Luke Regan, he is amazing, a big help as well, and both my kiddies, Sam and Bria. Yeah, it's a team effort. Got a workshop in town, RE Sinclair dyno tuning. We do a lot of performance cars, a lot of normal cars. RE Sinclair is located at 35 Stanmore Road in Phillipstown.
So I breed the beautiful Gypsy Vanna. They're a rare breed horse. I fell in love with one when I was sitting on Trade Me one day, and I came across this beautiful horse which my daughter now rides Baggins. Yeah, now own nearly 12, sorry, yeah. So yeah, follow me on Sinclair Stud Vannas on Facebook page and you can get to see all the beautiful horses. So I previously raced grass karts, and I actually had a previous injury, which I used to ride horses and couldn't do that any longer, so I swapped to grass karts. I've always had a bit of a passion for driving. At a younger age, owned a R32, helped Steve build that up as well. So yeah, from the grass kart I went to go-karting because it was a little bit hard on my back from my previous injury. Yeah, so now I've swapped seats, yeah.
Yeah, we are pretty competitive, but we kind of push each other as well. So I don't know if it's a good thing or bad thing. She probably thinks she's better than me, and I probably think I'm better than her, but yeah.
Yeah, I had a turn in the modified out at Ellesmere. Unfortunately, it was a really slick track, so I couldn't really get the grip that I needed. I had it fully sideways, could correct it quite coolly, so yeah, it was pretty fun. No comment.
You Steve, you had a go in the go-kart yet?
I have had one go on it, yeah, and she was faster than me. We have talked about getting another modified, just with the COVID type thing that happened, kind of put a bit of a hold on it, but we'll just see what happens in the future. I'd love to see another modified as well. Whether or not we can achieve that or not, I don't know. So, had to sell my old car over lockdown. We just weren't too sure what was going to happen business-wise. And Nathan Astle had hit me up prior lockdown, so we kind of come to an agreement, and we did that deal. Just after lockdown, we kind of got back on track, and this one came up for sale. Funnily enough, it was off Cleve from over the coast, who I bought my previous car from as well, and so we arranged a deal, and yeah, got the Triple X. My season plans are to compete hopefully every round at Woodford Glen. With the new car, I thought it was going to be quite tough getting back at pace, but the first round we come away with a win, which I didn't expect, and hopefully we'll follow on from there. The Canterbury Champs coming up, so we'll have a nudge at that, and obviously the New Zealand's, which kind of is a build up to that pretty much. I want to do the New Zealand's this year, missed out last year, wanted to do them last year as well, but yeah, we'll have a crack this year.
Yeah, so my first target is actually to get a number on my kart. You've got to enter a few competitions to obviously prove your worth out there. Yeah, and I would like to be quite competitive with it, see how I go. There's obviously, people that have been doing it for a few years, so yeah, it's going to be tough, but I'm a tough cookie and hopefully I'll get there. So yeah, I want to just a wee shout out to the people that helped me with karting. Big shout out to Shane Williams and the lads down there that have helped me push through, being an only chick out there some days. Yeah, and just been really supportive. Shane's helped me a lot with following him in lines to try to get the speed. Yeah, which has been quite cool. So another shout out to WKS. They've helped me a lot with preparing, bits and pieces for my car and a little bit of knowledge here and there. They've been really helpful. Yeah, so I've got a really cool group down there that's helped, yeah.
This year we've got a few sponsors on board. RE Sinclair dyno tuning, Sinclair stud, HPE engine reconditioning, Poohman drainage, and Nitro Freeze and Chevron quality cars.
You did that well. High five. Yeah.
Speedway is pretty underrated, I reckon. Coming from a tar seal background, it's way more family orientated. There's way more input from your family. Everyone's together in all the teams, not just your team, and you get to know all the other families. For me, it's a no-brainer happens one night and it's done. It's not a whole weekend. Yeah.
Yeah, Speedway is pretty fun. Obviously with our little kiddies, they can get more involved with it. My daughter actually wants to get a mini stock. She's a bit of a driver herself. So we're gonna have our hands full very shortly, if we don't already. Yeah, but just the family orientation out there is just, you know, it's pretty fun compared to some other sports, yeah. There is a couple, but they're just, it's like, I don't know where they've come from, like, because I'm so new. Like, I go out there and there's no chicks when I practice, ever. There probably is a few girls, but not many, if any. I've always looked in the comps and I've never seen girls in it.
No.
I think, yeah, I personally have a big, you know, thing about women driving. I think a lot of women don't realise the talents they've got. We all get issued a licence on the road. So I had a bit of an injury a couple of years ago where I came off my horse onto Tarsdale on the road. We were in a full gallop to a complete stop. Had no control and came off and smashed my head onto Tarsdale. I was in hospital for 2.5 weeks with bleeding on the brain and lost my speech. So I had to come and learn to talk again a little bit better than what I previously did. It was a really tough time, really tough few years, but I pushed through.
The kids were really good. I tried my best to deal with it. It was like I woke up with a totally different partner. Yeah.
Yeah, there was quite a lot of, well, obviously your brain is quite, you know, an important role in your body, and giving it a good knock can send you, yeah, for a 6.
So after Bonnie's injury off the horse, her accident on the horse, and her head injury, so Bonnie never used to swear at all, and she kind of come to and got her speech back going again, and she wouldn't stop swearing. It was pretty embarrassing when we were dropping sand.
No, don't say that, don't say that. Start again, I don't know, just start again. There you go, boof.
I got told off. But yeah, she's back on track now and back to normal, which is really good. Yep. Always had fast cars, lots of RX-7s, and yeah, got in a bit of trouble when I was little. Lost my licence a few times, speeding, burnouts, stuff like that.
So, do your racing on the track, kids.
Do your racing on the track only, yep. Much better.
You did not sound very,
You cut it out there.
you didn't sound very, you sound like everyone should just go do burnouts on the road. It was not convincing.
Just because we're dumbasses don't mean you can be too. So don't do any of the we do at home.
So yeah, I was a bit of a bogan as well back in the day before I met Steve. He obviously had a few Skylines, a Laurel, Turbo Laurel, decked all that out with camo interior. Yeah, it was, yeah, I was very passionate about cars as well. The first horse that I got, and which started me in the, yeah, breeding career. So this is Westmoreland Crackerjack. He is one of my stallions. He's a pretty beautiful horse, imported all the way from the USA. Over here is one of his babies. She is 1.5 months old now. And this is her mum, Essie's Hustler's Charm. Over in the back there is another stallion, Fred, and Sinclair's Warrior. He's a bit naughty. He's a younger stallion. So we're still in the midst of training with behaviour, and he's doing pretty good. And here's his son over here. So Astro just about didn't make it. He was dead when he was born, but I somehow managed to get him going. I didn't think we were gonna have him around. Astro! Penelope! Hiding over here is little Astro. He was born last week. He's our latest arrival. He's for sale, he's a wee gelding. So yeah, come message me on Sinclair's Stud on Facebook. That's where I deal with all the customers, yeah.
There's a big season of modified racing coming up. If you can, go and check it out.
Yeah, so if you ever get the chance, come check us out at Canterbury Car Sport on Cars Road if you've ever got a weekend free.
Thanks again to Steve and Bonnie for letting us probe around in your privates. I found it makes watching racing so much more engaging and thrilling when I know a little bit about who's behind the wheel.
Alright, for sure. Now it's time to see Steve in action in Heats 1 and 2 at the recent Garage 16 Modified Champs at Coke and Woodford Glen. He's joined by the current New Zealand Modified Champion Brad Lane, 2NZ Blair McPhee, former New Zealand champion and current 3NZ Luke Brown, and a plethora of other great drivers. Okay, 24C Dan Ray, night hasn't started yet, but you guys all ready to go?
Yeah, I think so, just about as ready as everyone else is, I guess. It'll definitely be the toughest Canterbury Champs we've had in a long time, I'd say.
We've got the 3NZ Luke Brown. You made the trek all the way down from Auckland down here to the Canterbury Champs at Woodford Glen, mate.
Yeah, no, really excited to be here. It was a big haul and yeah, got on this morning, so yeah, ready to get on with the job.
Absolutely, you guys have had a pretty damn good start to the season, getting the car dialed in, but like all things in Speedway, you've got to keep that momentum going, right?
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, we've had a couple of good runs up back at Huntly, so we're real happy with the car, and yeah, we're just chipping away, learning as we go. There's a lot of big contenders here, so it'll be good to kind of see where we lie with these guys, but yeah, just keen to get in and get racing.
Absolutely. So obviously the New Zealand Champs down here on the 19th and 20th, so this is the first opportunity, first lot of North Island cars that have come down to the South Island to check out the track. Have you been down to Woodford Glen before yourself?
We come down once 2 years ago for the Invasion, and yeah, it's pretty awesome, man. This track is unreal, real big, tight corner, big sweeping corner, so it's not just a put your foot down and go, you really got to think about it. So I really like it, but I've still got a bit of learning to do, so yeah, really keen to get stuck in.
Awesome, mate. Well, we wish you guys all the best for the evening, and we'll be having a chat to you guys a little bit further on during the night. Thanks, Luke.
Cool, thanks very much, guys.
Jonas England, 17W, you've made the trip all the way down from Wellington. Your first event down south this year, you ready to go here at Woodford Glen?
Yeah, no, excited, looking forward to it. Good to see such a good field, and yeah, track's looking good, and so is the weather, so hope it all holds out.
Imagine, mate, she's been a little bit of a slow start to the season, just there's been weather issues all around the country, but so not too much time in the seats. So how's your guys' prep going and all that sort of stuff, or are you just itching to get out there and have a spin, really, isn't it?
Just really want to get some seat time and yeah, get some laps under my belt. Hopefully another 30 lapper should cure that pretty quick, I guess.
Sweet as, mate. Well, all the best for the 17W tonight, and we'll talk to you during the evening. Thanks very much.
Cheers, thanks guys.
Okay, we're here at the sunny Woodford Glen, and we have found an old friend, Billy Hickey, mate. How you doing?
Good, thank you, Aaron. It's great to be here. It's a beautiful day.
Obviously, you've stepped out of the seat a little bit, but it's good to see you back at a Speedway, mate. You ready for some action?
Oh, absolutely. It's cool to come and watch and see it from a different perspective. You know, it's like sort of like coming home, but not sleeping in your own bed. I guess it's sort of cool. But yeah, we're perched down here on turn 1 and 2, so no, it's going to be really good. And I don't know if I'm excited about the prospect of getting covered in dirt though.
You'll be right, mate, you'll be right. And these days, spending your time selling cars, give us a little bit of a plug for what you're up to, mate.
Yeah, I'm selling cars for Kia, so make sure you come and buy a Sportage or a Sorrento. I'll cut you a fantastic deal, probably because the car's already on special, but yeah, no, selling cars for Kia in the beautiful Hawke's Bay, so it's really cool to sort of do something different, I guess. It's probably a lot more demanding than the presenting was, because 6 days a week and the phone never stops ringing, but no, it's good. I love it. It's nice to do something a little bit different, and who knows, I might step back into Speedway one day.
Absolutely. Well, it'd be great to have you back. It's great to see you at the track, and I hope you have a really good night.
Oh, well, and hopefully make sure you don't fall off of there, mate. Thanks for having me.
Yeah. All good. Cheers, Billy. run. How's the car running?
Yeah, car was good. Obviously, it was quite difficult with the track. It was real good at the start, and then it went away quite fast. So we had not much brake pedal there, so we've just made a alteration, and we've found out the problem finally. We've always struggled with brakes with this front end, so we think we've figured it out and making a few changes and tightened it up because the track's pretty going at the moment. But I guess this was what it's going to be like for the New Zealand title, so we've really got to dial it in now.
McPhee, you made the trip all the way down from up north. How's the start to the night for you been?
Oh, it's been pretty rough actually. With a bit of rain earlier really caught us out, and then the track just turned to absolute black. That really caught us out again. So we chased the setups, but that's what we come to do, and yeah, it's just a bit of prep really.
Yeah. So yeah, coming down, getting prepped. There's a few other big meetings, namely the New Zealand Champs down here this year. So obviously everyone wants to come and do a championship justice, being the Canterbury Champs. But as you say, getting out on the track, giving it a bit of a go, and getting things set up for next time you're here.
Yeah, basically, yeah, it's just a real good chance to sort of make some plans and see what works, see what doesn't work, and obviously tonight everything we do is not working, so yeah, it's good, but we can only learn from it, and that's what we're here for, hey, but it's good.
How'd you guys go? Where'd you place?
Haven't looked at the board yet, but car was awesome. So we made a major change in the drive line. First few laps was kind of trusting in it, and as we got further and further ahead, started to trust it, and yeah, it's good. It's good.
It's good.
We like it.
All right, that sounds good. Always good when a driver's happy, so all the best for the rest of the evening. Cheers.
Thanks, guys.
11C, how's the first race for you guys?
Yeah, no, it was good actually. I'm getting back and getting into it. Yeah, it was a pretty fast track and a lot of fast guys out there, so yeah, we're just working our way up there.
a little bit of a lightning start, slowed down a bit, but then kind of came right at the end, so you're just gripping up as you went along, was it?
Yeah, it was really drivey to start with. Sort of the high line in turn 1 and 2 really started slicking off, so we tried the bottom line and sort of took a few laps to find our groove down there, and yeah, no, I was happy with it, so can't complain.
Luke Brown, you come all the way down from north, big long trip, and you take out the first heat you're involved in. Pretty good, mate.
Yeah, pretty stoked with that. Yeah, the track was pretty slick. I thought it might have held a bit of drive, especially with the weather we've had. So, but hey, real stoked. Started from position 6 from memory and got through to the front. So, no, real happy. Car was good. Can do some slight tweaks to make it better, but yeah, really, really stoked.
Yeah, well, notice the drizzle's starting to come down again now, so hopefully this is just a passing shower and we get to see a little bit more of you guys tonight.
Yeah, it's just saving the water truck from having to go out, so it'll be right. It'll be right.
All right, thanks, Luke. Good luck, mate. Hayden Corbett, one hell of a spin out there, mate. Jeebus, creepers.
Yeah, no, it's pretty awesome, mate. We've done a few more bits and pieces to the car. And I think we've really found our groove, a bit of new rubber on the back, thanks to our Smith's Cranes, their sponsor. And yeah, it's made all the difference, so.
Newton Gorge, made the trip all the way down. It's good to see you here. How you enjoying your night here at Woodford Glen?
Yeah, I'm trying to suss things out here a bit at the moment. All we've been doing is, not hooking up properly. So we just had big alterations. So hopefully for the big race we can run a bit better, I hope.
No, I'm sure you will, and everyone, of course, is going for the Canterbury title here tonight. But it's also a good opportunity. Get ready. I know the South Island Champs are down here on the 9th of January, and then we've got the big one here on the 19th and 20th of February. The New Zealand Champs. Are we going to see the 21S down here for that?
Yeah, definitely. That's why we're here now. Yeah.
That's the one. That's awesome. Thanks very much for your time and all the best, Newton.
Cheers.
Thank you. Cheers. Looked good. It looked like she was handling. She's going in, taking those bumps. Very, very balanced, especially through 1 and 2.
Yeah, no, I thought 1 and 2 was going to be where we struggled a little bit, but it all went well. I I think that moisture's really helped the track and might have a good race surface for the feature.
Jason Scott, 88T, how are you getting on out there tonight?
We're holding our own and yeah, trying conditions. It's for slick 1 minute and super dry the next, but it's a nice track out there. But yeah, sort of mid-pack and struggling to get through the field really.
Yeah, so the sprint cars and the modifieds, they kind of look a little bit similar, but they're completely different cars. You're kind of coming back into the class, I guess it's just building and building and building, right?
Yeah, like you'll get this, it'll feel like a sprint car 1 lap out of 10 sort of thing, but that's about it. But yeah, just totally different. You know, they look similar and a similar concept, but they don't do the same things. Yeah.
Coffee, 17W, got out the front, stayed out the front, mate.
Yeah, I guess that was always going to be the plan. We needed to make the most of that front grid. So we didn't quite pull off a couple more moves that we were hoping to in the first one. So yeah, take what we can where we can and happy to take a first home. So
82C, Steve Sinclair came in second in that one, but talking about a few dramas, what's going on?
Yeah, we had a flat battery. 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 Flat battery. Flat battery. So it wouldn't start, and I couldn't turn the fan on. It's just getting a bit hot. Yeah, just flat battery. Flat battery. Yeah, it doesn't run an alternator, so yeah, it wasn't going to get better.
Oh dear. So anyway, go through the race. So yeah, but you're going to be right for the feature, you reckon?
Yeah, we'll be good. Yeah, as long as the rain holds off.
Yeah, it's going to hold off. It'll be all good. Yeah. Thanks, Steve. Cheers.
Thanks.
Okay, so it looks like we've got a few more spits of rain coming down now, so everyone's rushing. They've had the call to get into the cars. I'm going to get out there and see if we can get this feature completed, get these Canterbury Champs over and done with, crown a champion, move on. So she's been a topsy-turvy event. The skies just keep opening up on us, a little bit unfortunate, but the team here at Woodford Glen, they've done a good job of keeping the meeting going, good job of keeping the track going, and these guys here, these Wing Warriors, they'll get out and give it a go no matter what. So hopefully we can get them out there for this feature and complete this evening. She's an absolute rush here, so obviously the rain is affecting things tonight. The guys came in after their last heat looking to make some changes to the car, then the weather comes down.
Drivers, we're working on your grids at the moment. You need to start getting ready and we'll get your grids to you, even if you're on the dummy grid, we'll get your grids to you. So if you get ready, please.
As you can hear over the intercom, they've announced that they've got to get ready. Makes life a little bit difficult for guys that have pulled their cars apart, thinking that they've got a little bit of time to get stuff sorted. So the 1NZ here, they're furiously trying to get the car back together and make their way to the dummy grid. So not much time, pressure. That's just motorsport sometimes. So hopefully these guys can get everything back together and they can get out there and get a racing. They've already had the call, they've got to get onto the dummy grid. Dummy grid order hasn't been sorted yet, but they'll get all that sorted out once they get out onto the track. So these are these moments in Speedway where if you snooze, you lose. So pressure. As you can see with the 3NZ here, they're still getting things set. difference between the heat races is they're a heck of a lot shorter than the feature. So it's not just a case of drive the car in, park it, jump back in it and go out for another race. They make changes to all sorts of bits and pieces on the car, ride heights, all those sorts of things, because when you've got to do a big feature race, the car's got to be set up completely different. It's got to go the distance. But I guess in order to win, first you have to be out there. So at some point these guys are going to have to make a decision as to where their cutoff is, and because if they miss that cutoff, if they don't make it to the dummy grid, then they aren't going to be competing for anything. They're going to get absolutely zero out of it. So this is pressure moments, folks. This is absolute pressure here, and these guys are handling it, feverishly running around, getting things sorted. Okay, so first cars are heading out now onto the dummy grid, getting everything sorted. The officials over there, they're busy getting around. They're giving everyone their numbers so they know exactly what's happening. Jonas England putting his helmet on now. It looks like he's going to make it to the dummy grid. There's more cars going out. The 88T of Jason Scott's going out. It'll be absolutely incredible if we can manage to get all of these guys out here doing their thing. This is time critical, people. Okay, so the 82C of Steve Sinclair, they had some battery issues. Let's see if they get this thing started. Will the 82C get started? We'll wait and see. He's looking down. He's going to push that start button. Is it going to run? Is it going to run? They're going to push it. They're going to push it. As you can see, they're pushing the car. So as you can see, the car didn't start. So tractor's going to give him a push now. And he's fired up, she's all go. Got Luke Brown going out now. Looks like he's all fired up, ready to go. This 3NZ car, people, this car has been on absolute rails at the start of this season. Wouldn't be surprised if he made his way to the front, took out this Canterbury Championship, but like anything in Speedway, you've got to cross that line first. Incredible stuff there from the modified class, and what a massive turnout at Woodford Glen. Steve Lennon and the team do an amazing job at running that track.
They sure do. Now let's move further up the country to Max Motors Wellington Family Speedway, where history was made with the largest prize of the season up for grabs in the Friday Homes $10,000 Superstock Shootout. Welcome to the Max Motors Wellington Family Speedway for the Friday Homes $10,000 Superstock Shootout.
Mate, this is going to be absolutely wicked. We got 3 heats of Superstock action, and then after that, 10 of these drivers are going to line up for a shootout to compete for $10,000.
We're about to get underway. I'm Vince, and this is Aaron for Dishing the Dirt. Can't wait. Alright, I'm here with Aaron Musgrove, the Vice President of the Wellington Family Speedway. It's going to be an incredible night tonight, Aaron. Tell us a little bit about it.
Oh yeah, tonight it's going to be massive. We've got the Friday Homes $10,000 Superstock Shootout. So we've got drivers from all around the country come down, 3 heats to qualify, and then 2 car runoffs to find out our shootout champion, and they win $10,000. So massive night.
So that prize purse for that first person, that's got to be one of the biggest that we've ever seen for Superstocks recent times, right?
I'm under the understanding that it is the biggest ever. So it's the biggest in the country that we've been made aware of. So we're super pumped. Friday Homes come on board, just really driving the class, and yeah, it's going to be an amazing night.
As you said, it's absolutely awesome from Friday Homes to put up that sort of cash and help with this event. It's going to be absolutely amazing. 50 drivers. You must have had some absolutely amazing entries for this kind of prize.
Oh, I think that we would have in the field we'd probably have 10 or 15 X1 1NZs, a bunch of people that have won titles from all around the country. So it really is the who's who of Superstocks in New Zealand at the moment. It's all in Wellington tonight.
Well, it's about to get underway shortly. Thanks very much for talking to us, Aaron. Have a great night. I can't wait to see what happens.
Awesome. Thanks, guys. We'll see you soon.
Keegan Levine, a massive night here at Wellington Family Speedway. What do you rate your chances?
Oh, chances are just as good as everyone else's, eh? I mean, we got bumpers, so being fast doesn't mean anything. But yeah, just it is what it is. I'm just going to have a good night.
I'm sure being the New Zealand Speedway Competitor of the Year last year, they'll all be looking at you, so it's a bit of pressure. Do you feel any pressure at all?
Nah, no pressure at all. Hey, just come here and have fun, and it is what it is. If someone has a go, then it makes it even more fun, to be fair.
Fair enough. And how's your car running? Do you think as good as ever?
Yeah, no, we're all pretty happy, and yeah, give it a good nudge.
Sweet. And your brother Ethan is in the other group, so hopefully you'll both be in the top 10, is that right?
Yeah, hopefully you can just keep it clean without getting distracted and bring it home, and then yeah, the shootout will be very fun.
Perfect, mate. I look forward to seeing you in the shootout. Have a good night.
Cheers.
Right, I'm here with 94P William Humphries, just taking out the first race, one step closer to 10 grand. Can you tell me a bit about that race, mate?
It was a challenging track, real rough, but we started off pole and managed to hold it there, so no, we're happy with the car through the holes, and yeah, should be good.
Excellent, mate. Were you expecting to hold on to the lead there? Because you had some great people behind you.
Yeah, good fields these days, everyone's quick, so no, we're lucky we got a jump and yeah, managed to just keep it cool and pull a cap.
Awesome. And how was the track feeling out there? I noticed the modifieds out a bit earlier. Turn 1 was incredibly greasy. How did you find it?
Yeah, it was greasy through the race, but yeah, just real rough, especially down the straights. I don't know why, but it's real rough down the straights.
Perfect, mate. And what's it like? Are you feeling a bit of pressure at the moment going after that prize money? I mean, if you do win tonight, that's a huge relief for the rest of the season, right?
Yeah, it's definitely a good paycheck for tonight, and yeah, good on Wellington Speedway for putting this on. It's tracked, good fields, but yeah, we're just going to keep our cool and get through qualifying to start with.
Awesome, mate. Perfect. And you got some crew here, I see. Who's helping you tonight?
Oh, all these boys have been floating around the car. They all do the part to keep the car on the track, and I can sit here and watch and just be a driver for the night.
Sweet. And if you don't mind me asking, what do you do during the week, mate? What's the day job?
I got my own business, Humphrey Steel and Performance. I work on stock cars and general engineering, mechanics full time, so yeah, it's pretty good.
So you got a bit of jump on the competition since you work with stock cars, huh?
Yeah, pretty much, and yeah, if anyone wants any work done, bring the cars to me.
Sweet. And you're on Facebook and all that, and we'll catch you on Facebook for your business, that sort of thing?
Yeah, Humphrey Steel and Performance Facebook page, yeah, and see all the work we do.
Awesome, mate. Well, thanks very much for the chat. I'll look forward to showing you some more later on, because no doubt you'll be winning some more. Hopefully you win that 10K.
So yeah, cheers.
One in Z, Randall Tarrant. How was it out there for the first race, mate?
Yeah, a bit of a tough track actually, but my car seemed to like it a bit more than some of the flash on, so good track for me, but yeah, good. I think it was 11th to 5th, so pretty happy.
Wait, so what's the tactics? Obviously you got all these heats, then you're getting into that top 10. Is it just charge for that win, get as many points as you can?
Yeah, so you got no mates tonight, so it's top 5 from each group. I mean, you can't be like, you've got to push them out of the way, you've got to get that extra point, because top 5 is pretty bloody hard.
Awesome. Thank you very much for your time. All the best for the rest of the night.
Cheers, mate.
126k Asheries, how was it out there, mate?
Oh, definitely a heavy track, but it is what it is, and we're happy with it.
It seemed a little bit slick. Everyone was a little bit all over the place. So you're right, definitely heavy, but one more step towards this $10,000 shootout.
Yeah, definitely one early step in the night, which is good for me. That was my back grid, so definitely just got to keep the rest clean so we can get into that top 10. And if we do, we're there and home, so we're happy.
What's the strategy when you go into something like this, where you've got to compete in the heats? You're obviously trying to get into that top 10. Is it just charge for the win, or is there tactics that go on in between?
Oh, there's definitely tactics. This personally is my first ever shootout. I wasn't part of last year's one, but it will be just as good, I think, tactic-wise and individual, so yeah.
Awesome. Well, all the best for the rest of the night. I hope you have a good one.
Cheers, thank you.
127G, Ethan Rees. What an amazing race. How are you feeling after that?
Yeah, pretty pumped. There was a bit of a last corner dash and it kind of worked off. So no, pretty pumped.
That's awesome, man. Can you talk us through that? Because 166 was in lead there, and then he smashed into the car in front, and then you smashed into the car in front, and then he went off the side. It was awesome. Can you talk us through that last corner?
Oh, it was a bit of a chain of events. Like say, he hit 47 out the way, and then I just managed to drive my way through up the inside and managed to get the win. Really,
that's absolutely awesome. Because you were leading in the first part of the race as well, and then he passed you. How'd you feel when he passed you?
Oh no, it's kind of only points tonight, so I was kind of I was a little bit gutted, but I was happy to stay second and stay where I was, but I managed to get first, so it's even better.
Absolutely fantastic. So you're well placed to get into the top 10 for that shootout for the 10K. How much would it mean to you if you got that 10K?
Oh, obviously it meant a lot to me and the old man, but no, just it's good to be here. But besides the money side of things, but it's just awesome to be here, support Wellington. But it would be good to win 10 grand, but you never know.
That's awesome, mate. Well, Wellington loves having you, so thanks very much for coming in. Thanks very much for the chat.
Cheers, mate. Thank you.
Okay, 126k, Asher Rees. Couldn't be a better start to the night, really, mate.
Nah, definitely a good start. A bit harder on that one with the flat left rear before we even started the race, but hey, that's right, we got there and then.
Yeah, I was wondering what was happening when you were taking a bit of a tour there, but obviously didn't affect things too much, and you pressed forward, got the win.
Yeah, nah, definitely is just one of those feeling moments, and yeah, it felt right, so we're into it.
Sweet. So obviously the tactics after talking to all the drivers tonight, pretty much just to go as fast as you can. Do you know which grid you're off for the third heat?
I'm off grid 13 for this one, so it should be a push this one.
Yeah, sure was a push. Mind you, went pretty good in the first heat, coming from further back. So cars operating good, drivers operating good. All the best for the rest of the night.
Nah, thank you very much, eh? Cheers.
Right, Peter Rees, how's your evening going here for the $10,000 Superstock Challenge?
Well, I have a meal of one in the first one, right front flatty. The second one was better, so I have some points, so I've got to go for it.
Yep, so you're going to go for it in Heat 3, try and make that top 5?
Yeah, it'll be hard, but I'll have a go.
Yep, so Ethan hasn't had too bad of a start on the night, and Asher's had an absolute blinder, so just got to get yourself up there now, and it'll be a good night for the team.
Yeah, hey, if not, we'll be watching the runoffs, but we'll try.
Okay, well, thanks for taking the time, and yeah, all the best for the rest of the night.
Yeah, no worries, thank you.
Cheers, mate.
Rar. 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 Good chat. W Shane Davis, winner of that one, and you are through to the top 10 for the shootout. How's it feel?
Oh, fantastic. I mean, that was always the plan, and yeah, it's fantastic. Yep.
It's absolutely perfect. And how did it feel when you crossed that finish line in first place?
Relief. when you go from flag to flag and win it, you're like counting laps going, yeah, man, 3 more laps feels a really long time.
That's right, excellent. And we don't know whereabouts you'll be starting in the shootout, but you got any nerves about that?
Nah, look, nah, not really. The only nerves are it's really close to Christmas. We've got a lot of racing to do over the next kind of 3 weeks. And the only nervousness really is hoping that the car doesn't sustain too much, but everyone will be the same as me. We'll all be putting it on the line and trying to get the very best we can, and yeah, what will be will be.
Absolutely perfect. Well, all the best in the shootout. We'll be keeping an eye out for you.
Appreciate it. Thanks, Vincent. Awesome.
89W, Dale Robertson, got a win in it's your third heat, wasn't it? So so good result there?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, good to bank a win, and hopefully it'll push us up that ladder.
Yeah, where do you think you're going in terms of the top 5? Do you know yet?
Someone said we're second in our group, so hopefully, yeah, we're starting on the 4 or 5 spot and hopefully work our way forward from there.
Sweet, so you're going to hopefully get a shot at that 10 grand. How you reckon you're going to go? How's the nerves?
Oh, hey, all 10 cars that end up in that shootout are as good as each other, and the drivers are all good, so yeah, it's going to be a bit of luck with everything else, but we're going to give it our best shot.
Sweet, well, all the best for that, and I'm sure the locals here would like to see a car with a W on it take it out.
Yeah, definitely. Nah, thanks for that.
Awesome, cheers, Al. Okay, moving finally on to the $10,000 Friday Home Superstock Shootout. We have 10 versus 9. This one was a pretty straightforward round. Prentice got away on Littlewood and didn't look back. The winner was 5G Josh Prentice. Okay, moving on to 9 versus 8. Josh Prentice and Hayden Hart wrestled off the line. In the end, Hayden broke free, and even with a valiant effort from Prentice, it was not enough to catch the 166B, who went on for the win. Okay, 8 versus 7. The hometown hero Keegan Levine took on the previous winner Hayden Hart. Tactics were employed throughout the race, with Hart deciding to wait on Levine to stop him from crossing the line. Unfortunately, this didn't work, and Levine was able to cross the line and take the win. Okay, 7 versus 6. The 127G Ethan Rees stepped up to take on Levine next, and this one was a battle of tactics. After a lot of tactics, Levine was soon hot on his tail and pushed him into the wall. But the second shot was his undoing, and Rees broke away and took the victory. Six versus 5. The experienced Ethan Rees immediately tried to kill the momentum from Charlin, and it worked, with Rees shooting off out in front. Charlin played the waiting game to catch and disrupt Rees on the go-around, and it looked like it was working. Rees then went to the outside, came back in, spun Charlin around, and from there he sped off for victory. 5 versus 4. Rees' tactic of starting outside and blocking off the line looked like it would work. But Shane Davis, he was having none of it. He chased him down, he spun him up, and he took out the win. Fourth versus third. 2 Wellington cars would square up next, with Shane Davis this time using the pole line position to push Dale Robertson up the track where they were locked together. A tussle then went down, with David managing to pin Robinson for a second time. But in the end, after a battle on the track, Robinson would get ahead after Davis waited to disrupt his run, but again this tactic didn't work and Robinson took the win. We're getting down to the business end of this now, folks. Moving on to 3rd versus 2nd in the next battle between Robertson and the 94P of Humphreys, the now customary push and shove plan was in full force. Robertson tried his best to get past, but Humphries held out and moved on. Okay, moving on to the final for the $10,000. Asher Reeves and Humphries locked horns off the line, only for Reeves to initially get away. Humphries then began to chase down, and these two Superstock giants showed the true power of their cars. With Humphries clearly pushing the loud pedal through the floor, in the end he caught Reeves enough to have a lunge, and boom, it was chaos from there. Humphries slams Reeves into the wall and didn't relent, with Reeves finally going over. With Reeves over and out, that meant the 94p of Humphries was the $10,000 Friday home Superstock Shootout winner from the Max Motors Wellington Family Speedway.
What a great shootout. What a great night. Yeah, there he goes. Give him a big round of applause.
24p, William. I told you I'd talk to you again tonight. Well done, and how are you feeling?
Nah, real good. Definitely happy with the result. But yeah, no, it was a good meeting, good runoff, good teams practice as well. Bit of blocking, I've done that for a while, so no, real happy with the result.
And what did you win tonight?
It's $10,000 check.
How much?
$10,000.
$10,000. How are you going to spend that, mate?
Oh, at the bar, I guess.
The drink's on you then.
Yeah, must be.
Excellent. Well, that's an awesome way to go into Christmas. Absolutely awesome watching you. Absolutely fantastic. You were behind there for a bit. What was going through your head there? Did you think you still had a chance?
Yeah, I was just watching his lines, seeing him missing his points a little bit. Must have been looking in the mirrors like you do when someone's chasing it. And yeah, I was like, no point in slowing down. We'll just keep committing. The car at good pace. And yeah, we're happy as.
And you flipped him.
Yeah.
That's always awesome, man. Thanks so much for coming and doing this, and well done. Congratulations, and enjoy your well-earned paycheck.
Yeah, sweet. Big thanks to Friday Homes and Wellington Speedway for the event as well, and all the competitors put on a good show. Sweet.
Judging by the mood of him and his crew watching the footage of the shootout in the club rooms that was recorded by Andrew Campbell, he was definitely a happy chappy.
As you know from our last show, we launched our new campaign, #Which-way-to-Speedway, and part of that is for us to get around and meet some fans and some families at the Speedway. We got to do an interview with an adorable wee fan, Madeline. Madeline, have you ever seen our show called Dishing the Dirt? Okie dokie. Well, I tell you what, Madeline, you watch out for Dishing the Dirt next time it comes out on Facebook and YouTube, and we'll make sure you put on it. How much do you love Speedway? You like coming to watch it? Kind of?
It's noisy.
It is very noisy. Okay, what is your favourite car? What cars do you like to watch? Just say modifieds. Modifieds, that's the one. Okay, it's very nice to meet you. And you watch out for Dishing the Dirt, and we'll make sure you're on it. How about that? Yeah. Okay, thank you. Bye-bye.
That was totes adorbs. Now let's take a look at some highlights from the support classes on that night. Racing 1NZ Modified Brad Lane let us watch on as he had his car on the dyno at Steve Sinclair's workshop, RE Sinclair in Christchurch. And of course, we recorded it all for you to watch.
Let's watch on as Brad, Steve and the crews from Rocket Racing at RE Sinclair make one of the fastest modifieds in the world even faster.
First? Yeah. We go down to 532? Yeah. Well, they're not really fun to find horse to be honest. Yeah. I just want something that's reliable and safe, but it's more torque. Torque? Really, yeah. If you can horsepower, hub torque, hey? Yeah. Try to pull the thing out of the corner more than anything, not drag somebody up down into the end of the straight. Yeah. That was absolutely incredible being in that dyno room. Like, that was the first time for me, and you were out front doing a bit of a shoot, doing some drone shots and stuff. So I went in there with effectively my camera phone, and they handed me some earmuffs. So I put the earmuffs on, and I was holding the camera, and they're like, "You might want to kind of put your hands on your ears." And thought everything will be all cool. Got the camera all set up. You'll notice my camera move because even having like grade 5 earmuffs on was not enough. But as that sound came at me, just almost... It's never going to be the environmentalist's best friend, that sort of thing. But for a motorsport enthusiast, the opportunity to do something like that was really, really awesome. And have to mention the talents of Steve Sinclair. That guy really, really knows his stuff. Obviously, we couldn't bring you too much of kind of what was going on the graphs and all of that sort of stuff. Brad's got a full campaign to get through this year. But I can tell you, if you've got a race car, you're down in the Christchurch area, get along to Steve Sinclair at RE Sinclair, because I reckon that guy's going to be the one to tune it up for you if you want to win. Yeah, mate, definitely. And going back to that, not being too environmentally friendly, I reckon we should ask Steve Sinclair if we can bring along Chloe Swarbrick. Yes, well, you can send that invite out and we will wait for that to never happen. So that brings us to the dizzying climax of the show, where Brad Lane takes a shot at the title. What the f was that? Sorry about that, ladies and gentlemen. Aaron was just doing the dizzy thing, so I'll try that again. Right now we've come to the dizzying climax of the show, where New Zealand's top modified drivers go at it in the final race of the Gear 16 Canterbury Modified Championships. What's more, we've got race favourite 3NZ Luke Brown to join us to provide some commentary. Yeah, Vince, that's absolutely exciting, mate. Like, it's probably one of the only times I can remember, well, certainly since we've been recording the Modifieds, where we've had the opportunity to get the person that actually won the whole event, come in, sit in front of the camera, and tell us exactly what was happening during the race. Okay, so they're finally running out. This is Canterbury Modified Champs for 2020. These boys are getting ready. Yellow lights are still going. Looks like we've got Luke Brown off the front. We've got the 82C, actually 82C's off pole. Then we've got Dan Ray sitting in third. 1NZ sitting in fourth. Jonas England in behind in fifth. Then Mike Gawley. The lights are out. Let's enjoy this.
Yeah, so we've got the lights out now, and yeah, Sinclair, Steve's top qualified, so he chose grid 1. So put us on grid 2, setting the pace, which we haven't done a lot of, but I don't actually mind it. So. Yeah, coming around now, take the green. Pretty even start, just about collect the wall on the way through. We're a little bit tight at the start, which I was kind of happy with. Meant the car was going to come on good a bit later. Yeah, just slip back into second there, Steve taking the run, and I guess just set about into our rhythm a little bit. There's Jonas fanging it up near the fence. It was pretty hectic at the back there. A few sliders going on. Jacob Mitchell with a good pass here. Yeah, it was pretty slick early on. You can see down there 3 and 4, it's pretty black like from the get-go, and it was kind of hard because of all the rain. It was kind of hard to gauge in terms of setup. Yeah, I was trying to run a little bit higher in 3 and 4. It was quite slick down low, so I just tried. There was a little bit of a cushion there, so I tried to persist with that, and I was probably running not as high as some of the others in 1 and 2, but I shuffled around quite a bit with 1 and 2 just to try and find something that kind of worked. But yeah, obviously all the other boys behind were kind of running down low. There's Newton just smoked the wall. I think he carried on though. Yeah, so everyone's just trying to get the most drivers they can out of that 3 and 4 being so black, trying a few different lines, running high, cutting low, or some guys trying to stay really low and pin it on the pole line. Even Brad's running down low, so you know something's on there. Not often you see Brad down low. Yeah, so this is kind of the point where I started catching Steve a bit. He was backing off quite early in the corners, and he dropped real low, especially in 3 and 4. So I kind of knew we had a good 20 odd laps left, so I could just chip away. Yeah, had a dive under him here in turn 1 and 2. I thought he was going to cross back under me, but yeah, obviously just got caught up in the slick stuff. Yeah, come back here in 3 and 4. I think we touched wheels. Yeah, had a bit of a run there, close to the wall, but hey, that's all good. Robin's racing. Yeah, that's actually a good little battle there, me and Steve. He's got that new car pretty dialed in, which is pretty cool, straight off the bat. Yeah, and then I thought he might have had a return answer there, but no, I managed to check out a little bit, which is cool. And there's Mike running on the pole line, as per usual. I actually thought Mike would be super close. By the sounds of it, he was getting close at the end there, but I knew if I left the door open at all, he'd be straight in there. And yeah, this is where it got interesting with some lap cars, because there were some quality drivers that were coming up to lap, the likes of Newton Gorge and Ralph Godwin and Blair McPhee, Andrew Navin, and they can all drive and they've all got good gear, so you really had to pick your moments, especially with the slick track, because you know that's sometimes with the races won or lost. There's Parky trying to run down low, but he's more of a gas man. He'd probably be frustrated with a real slick track like that. And Jacob Mitchell running up the fence again. For a young fella, man, he's doing bloody well. He's pretty committed there. Jonas and Brad having a good run, 2 Garage 16 cars. Yeah, Jonas is running that high line pretty well. That was kind of what I was aiming to do. That's pretty smooth there. He's making good progress too. Hugging that wall real tight. Yeah, it's interesting the different setup types. A few guys really trying to pin the bottom, other guys real trying to run the fence. And yeah, now we're kind of coming into lap traffic, so that's made it a bit juicy at times. Dan Ray with a nice pass there. And, oh, there's Mike up into second. It's kind of funny when you're in the lead because you don't know where everyone is, and it's kind of hard to gauge, you know. I knew Mike would be pretty close, and I knew he'd only be running the bottom, so one little mistake. But But I think, yeah, we kind of did quite well through the lap traffic, picked the moments really well, come up to Andrew here, rolled underneath. And it was about this time one of my contact lenses actually fell out. I remember when I was coming up to those lap cars, and it didn't fall right out, it kind of half stuck in there, so I was sitting there for a bit trying to blink away, but it didn't really affect too much. But it was a pretty hard case. Yeah, so there's Mike slipping under Andrew Naven as well, so, and Dan Ray's right there too, so it was a pretty close race. Pretty close at the front there. And no yellows too no yellows up to this point, which is pretty cool. Always good for the crowd and good for the racing too. Always good to come up to lap cars, and oh yeah, there's the white flag there. So yeah, this stage I kind of thought, I just assumed it was probably going to be Mike or someone there, so 3 and 4 I just pulled low just to play it safe there. And yeah, look how slick it is, man, you're just gassing it up. But it actually started raining just before this, and I think you can see up here I actually clacked the wall after the flag, or maybe it was the next lap round, because I could actually see a bit of spitting on the visor with about a lap to go, and obviously because you're at the front, you're not actually too sure how hard to push it. But yeah, we went after the flag, and me and Ralph there clacked the wall. Luckily no damage, it was pretty minor, but yeah, so obviously just started to hose down now, so Steve did a pretty awesome job of getting that meeting run. Yeah, full credit to them, that was bloody awesome.
All right, Luke Brown, 3NZ. You come all the way from Auckland, and it was well bloody worth it, mate.
Yeah, it makes the trip worthwhile. Yeah, it was a bit touch and go with the rain there, and being out the front, you know, you're not too sure how far to push it, but yeah, there's a lot of fast cars here, and we had a good couple of battles at the front there, so overall we're stoked they come away with another win, so yeah, over the moon.
Yeah, mate, she's been a brilliant start for the season. Just keep building and building and building from here, right?
Yeah, that's it. You know, just keep learning and keep playing around with the setup and that, but you know, every meeting's different. You can be a hero one meeting, you can be out the back door on the next, so we just aim to be as consistent as possible, and yeah, we're kind of showing that at the moment.
Sweet as. So Pallet Supplies, 3NZ, came down here to the Canterbury Modified Champs, did the business. It's all good.
Yeah. No, we're real stoked. Big thanks to Steve and the whole Woodford Glen outfit. They're a great bunch of dudes, and we really enjoy coming here. And yeah, of course, a big thanks to Pallet Supplies and all my other sponsors. I wouldn't be here without them. Cheers.
All right. 4C Mike Gawley, second place at your home track for the Canterbury Champs. Would have been good to get a win, but she was a fairly positive night all round, really, for your car.
Yeah, no, we're happy with second. You know, we came second to someone with a number, and we just ran out of laps. We were closing. We started further back in the field after race 1 where I got relegated, but apart from that, second's pretty good. Just bad luck with the weather, but no, I'm happy.
Yeah, well, I mean, Woodford Glen have done a very good job keeping this meeting going, so that was really, really good. Like we said, it's all a case of building. It's not going to be the last interview I think we're going to be doing with the 4C this season. You've had a really good start, and long may that continue, mate.
Yeah, we hope so. Yeah, we try our best, and yeah, no, thanks for you guys for doing this, and you know, Woodford Glen did well to keep this going.
Absolutely, they certainly did. All right, all the best for the rest.
Thank you very much, guys.
Okay, 24C, Dan Ray, third place for the Canterbury Modified Champs. Not too bad.
Yeah, no, it was good. Yeah, the last couple of meetings we sort of struggled with a slick track car, and I think we found something there tonight, so yeah, that's cool. It's all good. Yeah.
Yeah. So building.
Yeah. No, just cheers to all the crew. Put a massive effort in, and thanks to Malcolm Nardai from Suck It Up. He come on board, and Frank from Circle Track. Yeah.
Awesome. Oh, that's good. So we look forward to seeing more of the 24C, kicking some butt out on the track there this summer. So all the best for that, Dan. Thank you.
Cheers, buddy.
It was really great to be back at Coke and Tools, Woodford Glen Speedway. A great bunch of dudes, and Steve puts on an awesome show. Yeah, we're really keen to get back for the South Island Champs, and then obviously on to the New Zealands.
Absolutely amazing effort there by the newest Canterbury Modified champion, Luke Brown. His season is shaping up to be one of his best yet.
His campaign to reclaim that #1 NZ title appears to be going seamlessly, and we are stoked to be a sponsor of his with our name on the car.
Speaking of the New Zealand Modified Championships, we will be providing full coverage of that event, which happens in February at Coke and Woodford Glen.
We will also be bringing you the full coverage of the South Island Modified Championships from Coke and Woodford Glen too. The racing takes place on the 9th of January, which is the same night as the Stock Car Teams Champs at Max Motors Wellington Family Speedway. But don't worry, you can watch the live stream of the Teams Champs by the Pits Media and catch the South Island Modified Champs when we release it shortly after. Although, if you're in town, you want to head down to Woodford Glen to catch those modifieds because there's going to be a huge field and it's going to be awesome.
Alright, that's it from us. 2020 has been one heck of a year.
It sure has. Now don't forget to follow us on Facebook and Instagram at Garage16 Media. Head on over to YouTube and subscribe to us there so you don't miss out on any more awesome content that we have coming out later on. And head over to our website www.garage16media.com and check out what we have on there. Merry Christmas!
Yep, Merry Christmas from me too, and a Happy New Year to everyone, and we will see you guys all back in 2021.